So we're going to discuss how to draft the bylaws of a C corporation. The United States has many different kinds of business vehicles. Okay, 3 to 4 more business vehicles than we have here in India or in other countries. Okay, but we're going to look at one very specific vehicle called a C corporation. A C corporation has the most flexibility, whatever you understand in your own country to be, a limited company like that. That's a C corporation here. What you have in other common law jurisdictions as a limited company, that's a C corporation. A C corporation, for you, imagine that it is a company which can do all kinds of work that companies in your home jurisdiction can do. Okay, United States has created many different categories of corporations. Okay, where but it puts restrictions. This type of company can't do that. This type of company cannot do that. This type of company cannot own other companies. But imagine if you want to build a big business, a company which goes on to IPO or raise money in the public, list on the stock exchanges like Reliance, or some of you may be knowing that Zomato is doing an IPO, right? So that kind of a company, if a client is building, then that is going to be through a C corporation. Okay.
If any company is going to ever grow really, really big, list on NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange, it has to be a C corporation. Okay. Now, imagine that a US entrepreneur, Mr. Brian Fox, has recently started a business venture with 2 of his college friends. Okay. It's a new kind of social media app called Big Cats, and the name of the business venture, he wants to keep it as Big Cats Incorporated. Okay, so what does this venture allow? It allows people having a net worth above a specific amount. So high net worth individuals can, interact, collaborate, and run joint ventures, okay, with each other. It's just an amazing networking app for very, very rich people. Okay, and this has just gained a lot of traction. There is no other app like this in the market. Now, what is this person going to do immediately? So he's looking at raising investment in the next 3 months to scale up the business. The funding cycle in United States is really, really fast. So he has come to know that in order to, for various reasons, he has decided that I need to incorporate a specific type of entity called a C corporation. You don't have to go into the reason for it. Okay, this much work that entrepreneur has planned. Now, the important thing is the investors, one of the investors has shown interest and preliminary discussions have been positive. Brian needed to incorporate this soon and set up the appropriate rules right from the beginning. And he has approached, now he's not yet approached you, okay? He has approached someone called a registered agent in the state of Delaware. So every company in Delaware is a state in the United States. Some of you may be aware of this state, okay? That now it has one of the most business friendly legal systems. What is a registered agent? A registered agent is somebody who is responsible to receive any communications from government departments regarding your company filings, regarding payment of taxes, all of that, okay? That registered agent is going to receive on behalf of the company. Now, you are not based in Delaware, right? So you're not going to do this work. But the US entrepreneur is smart. He has got his registered agent, okay? But he doesn't want to give the bylaws related drafting work to that person. Or a US lawyer wants to give it to somebody who is working in a developing country or is in India where costs are lower. Okay, so he has approached this person to reserve a name, okay, to reserve just the name of the company, Big Cats Incorporated, and to file a certificate of incorporation. In US, you have to fill like a half-page form, which is basically your certificate of incorporation. You don't need to, in India, what happens, or in certain other jurisdictions, you have to give you have to make a filing to the government body, and then they will approve all of that, and then they'll give you a certificate, hey, your company is incorporated. In Delaware, the cool thing is that you reserve your name. After that, you just fill a half-page form, self-sign it, and file it, okay? And that is your certificate of incorporation, okay? But Now he needs to create the bylaws for the internal functioning of the corporation. Okay, internal functioning. Now in India or in UK or in other jurisdictions, you may call these as articles of association. Bylaws is what it is called in the US. This is going to govern the internal functioning of the company. Okay, now, interesting thing here, again, in some jurisdictions, if you've been doing this work in India or UK, in some jurisdictions, this has to be filed with the government. It's available for public view. Okay. But here in US and Delaware specifically, this is only required to be existing with the company. You don't have to file it with any government department. Okay. But of course, it's necessary for the internal functioning of the company. So Brian knows that he needs to use this. Okay. The registered agent does not provide this service. This is not his job of the registered agent to provide this service. So synonym for MOA usually is articles of incorporation, and AOA synonym is bylaws most of the times. Bylaws. Okay. Now, Brian has listed this project on a website like Upwork. Okay. If you don't know, it is the largest global freelancing platform in the world today. Some of you may know about it, some of you may not. But Brian has listed this up on this platform to get his bylaws drafted. On Upwork, what happens is a lot of freelancers have to prepare their proposals and say how they can do this work. And if Brian accepts his proposal, then you will get this work. Now consider that your proposal was submitted and accepted, and now you have to deliver this project. How are you going to go about this?